Well, welcome. My name is Dan Smith, and today we are rejoined by Rob Talbot, the Executive Director of Josiah White's Quakerdale Foundation. Welcome back, Rob, and thanks for joining me.
Well, it's great to be here. Thanks.
Now, last time you walked us through a brief history of the Quakerdale Foundation, and we also talked about why the foundation exists and what it is that you're trying to accomplish by providing facilities, awarding grants, growing dynamic leaders, and then, of course, helping people with fundraising and communication. Today, I'd like to explore that special relationship that can exist between the foundation and either an individual or an organization that you call a ministry partner. So, first of all, what is a ministry partner?
Well, a ministry partner it can be a person who's just got a great idea. The Holy Spirit's put an idea or ministry on their heart, or it can be an organization that's fully established, and they're an organization that matches our mission, vision, and values. And so we spend a little bit of time getting to know each other, deciding if there's a good match there, so that we're both carrying out our mission. And then we see what kinds of needs they have, where maybe there's some challenges in their work that maybe we can come alongside and support them.
So, it sounds like there's two really important parts of a ministry partner. One is the like mindedness. We need to be traveling and doing life for the same reason with the same goals in mind so that we're headed in the same direction. And then the secondary part is that there's a need. Either you have a need that we can provide, or we have a need that you can provide, and so we decide to go how to do life together going forward. Is that a fair way of summarizing it then, from what I'm hearing?
Right, exactly. It's just the reality is that we've all got gaps and spaces where we could use some help, and we that's a big part of what our mission is.
Sure. So, who could become a partner?
So ultimately, when we give resources, it just depends on what kind of services they need. But if we give actual resources, they need to be a nonprofit. Otherwise, a lot of times we're just working with individuals. We're helping coach them, or and if they're a partner with us, sometimes they're supplying something that we need some help with because we're a small, intentionally small organization and a small foundation. But the idea here is that if we're a good fit, we'll see how we can help one another.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity here, and it all just kind of depends on where everybody is, where you are, where we are, and what it looks like going forward. Can you give us maybe some examples of how you are serving someone as a ministry partner?
Yeah, I think one of the most obvious ways that a foundation helps other organizations is granting funds. And so, you know, we don't grant a lot to a lot of different places. Um, we try to be very careful in that we just don't have millions and millions of dollars to give away, so we want to give it carefully. But we are always taking grant applications from organizations. And again, is it a good fit? Do we fit together well? That's very important. So grants are an easy discussion. But then what's a little bit different about our foundation is we also have some facilities. Those facilities come from history when we actually provided programs ourselves. And so we've got right now we got campuses in Waterloo, New Providence, and a ranch in Marshalltown. Now, the ranch in Marshalltown is, I think, a good example of facilities as well as grants, because we do give a grant to Wolf Ranch, and we also have facilities that they use, which is the ranch there, a 37-acre ranch in Marshalltown, outside of Marshalltown, Iowa. So you got to have a place to have horses. They take up a lot of space, and we have the facilities, as well as we believe in the equine assisted learning services that they do to accentuate their therapy services.
So, with these ministry partners, be it grants or facilities, is there a particular area of ministry that you focus on more than another, or is it just kind of basically anything?
Well, as we talked about our founder, Josiah White, he wanted to help children learn how to work and learn about God. And so we are definitely focused on organizations that are going to help children. We include families because families help children. So we usually refer to organizations who help families and children. That's our focus. And as you know, that's a kind of a loose phrase, but it still becomes very clear when we start to see grant applications. Is this a good fit or isn't this? Or as we start to talk with a possible ministry partner, we say, yeah, they're really not quite on the same wavelength as we are. And it's very important that we find those types of things. So the Christian dynamic is important to us. It's part of our identity, our heritage. And so there is actual in our grant applications, or if someone were to rent our facilities, if they're not helping children and families, and if they're not some sort of component of Christianity, of how to help people know Christ better, then the likelihood is lower that we'll be teaming up with them.
Okay, great. Taking a look at the size of your foundation, you don't have a very large staff, so there's got to be a ways that other people are serving you. Can you give us some example of how some of your ministry partners are helping the foundation out?
Yeah, I think the best one is Quakerdale Business Services. Now, Quakerdale Business Services, a while back when we were serving children and families directly as a nonprofit of our own, they were the folks who were in the HR department, the accounting department, the maintenance department. And so Quakerdale Business Services spun off into their own nonprofit, and they exist to help nonprofits in this manner, through accounting, through business planning and strategies, through maintenance, and all those human resources, all those kinds of back office things that every organization needs, but they're very expensive. And it's the same situation with us. There's really only 2.5 full-time employees at the foundation. That's intentional to keep our costs down, so that the money that comes into the foundation, it goes to help people, help our mission.
Sure.
So as we work with Quakerdale Business Services, they do our books. They sit right in our committee meetings for the finance committee and buildings and grounds committee. They have a representative that participate in the activities of our organization, because this way we don't have to pay all these specialty folks. We just get to pay for a piece of them, and that makes our budget a lot smaller. And it also opens them up to help a lot of other great organizations like us, and they're doing that more and more. Pretty excited about Quakerdale Business Services.
Sure. I was reading in a local newspaper just not too long ago that you partnered with Lennox Industries to put on a pretty impressive fundraising tournament. Tell us a little bit about how that partnership is working. What are the dynamics there?
That's a long-standing, 34 years with Lennox. Lennox, the heating and cooling company, started in Marshalltown, Iowa. And so a long, long history with that company that is an international company now. And we started to have a golf tournament 34 years ago. And I think the goal was to raise $5,000. And so this year at the golf tournament, which it was even because of situations that are beyond our control, it was just a little smaller golf tournament, but it still raised $90,000. And so $90,000 through that partnership went out to help programs that help children and families. And so we're really blessed to be a part of that partnership as well.
Sure. So it sounds like you've had some partnerships that are fairly new, and then you've had some partnerships that have been around for many decades, both serving you and serving others.
Yeah, it's a blessing to be a part of that type of stuff.
I would think that would make life a lot more fun doing it together than the isolation that can happen. So with that in mind, if I'm watching this video and I go, I think I could really benefit as a nonprofit from some of the services that the foundation and some of its ministry partners have, how would I go about pursuing that kind of a relationship with you to explore the idea of being a ministry partner?
Well, I think you just need to inquire. Go to the website, check out, send us an info questionnaire, an email, or you can call us and just start the conversation.
Well, that is really exciting stuff, Rob. I just want to thank you for taking the time for visiting with me today. If you're out there and you'd like more information about the foundation and how to become a ministry partner, you can see the information on the screen, or you can go to the description of the recording and get more information there. So until next time, let's get out there and let's serve as Christ serves.